elite centers. We're always talking about the disappearance of the center. You got two of the best in the league and guys who do it as differently as you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got Jokic, who will do some post stuff, but more mid-post, elbow, out, passing. And then you got Joel Embiid, who really has an unbelievable, to me, game that can do everything. He can shoot the three, he can drive it, he's got that Euro step, and he can punish people in the paint. And I just think against a Jokic-type player, he's got to go down there and just get the ball, demand it in the paint, and make Jokic guard him every single possession at 4 feet from the basket and see what kind of damage you can do.
Doesn't he have to do that against any type player?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it depends, too, because defensively, sometimes it may be a guy that's not as big that you know the double team is coming. Okay, so now you're going to want to be like a chess piece on the board and move around a little bit more in order to be effective. But I do agree with Kevin that once he anchors in inside, more than likely Denver won't double team. They'll try to have Jokic guard him one-on-one. But on the other end of the court, Jokic can bring Embiid out of the paint. And a lot of the Denver offense runs through Jokic, especially at the elbow, because he's such an adept passer. Okay, because he's going to get inside and make things happen. And he has a unique style, funky style at times to score because it was unorthodox and it's hard to guard. But the one thing he's consistent. He doesn't force a lot of things, but one thing he can do is pick up maybe a couple cheap fouls on Embiid, by being tricky with the basketball. But I love the matchup of having two big men, something we don't get a chance to see as much anymore.
No, not only two of the best big men, but two of the top three defenses statistically in the NBA right now.
I was going to say that defensively wise, this team, both teams played tremendous team defense. And so to crack that defense, usually you got to get one guy to draw two players. And the teams that play the best defense in our league right now very seldom have two on the ball. They try to keep one man on the ball, try to keep people in front of you. Can Embiid be so dominant that Denver has to send that second defender down there to stop him in the paint and open up everything for all his perimeter guys? That's what you look for. And conversely, can Jokic just be clever enough with the ball, passing and drawing Embiid out of the paint to open everything up for his teammates?
Well, we always talk about rim protectors and having guys that can block shots inside, but that starts on the perimeter. Because if you're not getting broken down off the dribble, then you don't have to worry about paint points and guys getting to the rim and creating fouls on your post players. But I think what both these teams do very well is they angle you off and force you into smaller pockets on the court where now you have to give up the basketball. It's not a lot of straight line drives. And that, I think, to me, is indicative of what a great or really good defensive team is.
Should be a good one as Philly tries to protect their so far perfect home court. On the way, a sight to give Grizzlies fans another
old-fashioned three-point play, maybe.
Running over. That guy's a football running back, man.
Went for 27 and 10 assists on the night. Game's going back and forth. Harden to Russell Westbrook. Harrison Barnes.
Oh, toughie.
That's a tough shot. That gives the Kings the lead. Harden to Westbrook. Ties it up at 113. Getting good in crunch time in Houston. Rockets moving it around. Ben McLemore.
How about the acquisition of that young man? He could be huge down stretch of the season and into the playoffs.
He had 12 off the bench. Next Kings possession, Buddy Hield puts up the three. It's no good, but they get the offensive board. What happens then?
It's a scramble, and you always make that shot out of the scramble. Buddy Hield knocks it down.
Hield had 26, game tied at 116. Westbrook knew exactly what he wanted to do. Passed Hield up and in. He goes for 34 on the night, and Houston has the lead. So game over, right?
Yep, strength and speed. He said the game's over. He said that's it.
Maybe not.
They'll never make a shot.
To go home happy. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's all over here in Houston.
Pack them up, but they're already home and send them home. Nates.
They are stunned here in Houston.
That's what you get for dancing. Here, before the game, bam.
No miscommunication that time. P.J. Tucker, James Harden should have switched that play. I'm sure they talked about it in the huddle, but not made them pay for it.
Nemanja Bjelica's first career game winner. The Kings finished their road trip at 2-2. Well, you saw the Bucks right here on NBA TV as they rode a 14-game win streak to the home gym against the Orlando Magic. Giannis Antetokounmpo doing some pregame dancing
Now,
himself.
let me ask you this. Now, if Giannis was on your squad and he wanted to dance, would you not like it?
It wasn't two guys dancing together.
So now you want to qualify the dancing.
What if you've been a league MVP? Can you dance pregame?
No.
Still no.
Period, across the board.
I'm just making a statement.
Make up your mind.
You're just anti-dancing.
Yes, it is.
Did you dance at your wedding?
Well, you have to.
only by necessity.
Yes, absolutely.
12-point lead at the half of the Bucks. Third quarter, Giannis for three. Looks more comfortable shooting this ball. I know the percentages aren't great. He just looks like he's okay with it finally.
He put in the work. Okay, he didn't leave it on the practice floor. He's actually bringing it to the game. And I'm telling you, stepping up and making those shots is going to force the defense to yet honor him just a little bit more and open up the court for his teammates.
Magic hanging around. Terrence Ross had 11 in the third quarter, 23 on the night. Bucks finish it off, though. In transition, it's Chris Middleton for the pull-up three. He went for 20, and then Giannis backs down and just get out of the way.
Yeah.
32 points, 15 boards, 8 assists, and the Bucks now with 15 wins are 5 wins away from tying the franchise record for consecutive victories set by the championship club of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Big O back in the early 1970s. The fifth of those would be against the LA Lakers, and of course it was the Bucks who ended the Lakers' NBA record 33-game win streak way back.
But, we were talking about this earlier. You saw that list, Pelicans in there, but I'm looking at that Mavericks game because that Mavericks game is a game before the Lakers game.
Right.
When all the talk and the hype is, if both teams kind of stay on the path that they're on right now, the tendency sometimes is to look past that game. So that's where the concentration to me has to be. The Lakers game is going to be there no matter what. But can they focus enough on the first three, then that fourth game with the Mavericks, and get through that one?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the first 3 games of this 5-game stretch, they're going to take care of their business. But the Mavericks are a good team. Like
That's
you
right.
say, if you're looking ahead, you play the Mavericks on the 16th. If you're saying, boy, on the 19th, we've got the Lakers. They can come up and sneak up. The Mavericks are playing really good basketball right now, too. So you can't overlook them at all. But the Bucks are starting to score off their defense. They're starting to do some things that I saw them do last year. They were dangerous last year when I watched them like that. January, February, March, they were scoring off their defense. They were shutting things down, blocking shots, really playing good defense and turning that into offense. They're doing that again today, right now. And tonight, their defense was just solid all night long because, the Magic are playing better. They're playing much better basketball, and they really pushed this team for a while. But, boy, Milwaukee locked it down and just turned the game off.
Bucks looking like maybe a slightly better version of last year's squad, which was basically just a win machine. Don't leave the Clippers out of this discussion for best teams in the league with the Lakers, with the Bucks, and the Clippers were on the road. Paul George back in his old stomping grounds, Indiana, for the third time as an opponent. Montrezl Harrell crossover, dunks on Miles Turner, and then George for 3. Get used to this.
There was some boos in the crowd for Paul George during this game, but he didn't let it affect him. Again, knowing the leadership role that he has to command, he put the Clippers in a good position for this game.
He seemed to get over it.
Yeah, he did. Real quick,
Domantas Sabonis, the dunk on Mo Harkless here. Sabonis, 18 points, a career-high 22 boards. It was really Paul George's night, though.
Nice pass by Harrell there.
How much of that has his game expanded and kind of making play, especially off the dribble at times?
I couldn't agree more. Harrell's playing so well for them. And tonight you got to remember Lou Williams, who's a great player for them, was 2 for 19. And they still found a way. No Kawhi. In essence, no Lou Williams, but a whole lot of George.
7 of 16 from the great beyond. He had 36. That ties his most against Indiana as an opponent. The Clippers have now won 4 of 6. And in games in which George has played and Kawhi has been out of the lineup, they are 4-1, and he has more than carried the mail.
Yeah.
I love playing in this building. I had a lot of good years, a lot of great, runs in this arena. It's fun to come back in here and play regardless of the reception I get. It's going to always be fun to come back and play in here.
All right, to New Orleans. Pelicans trying to break an 8-game losing streak with the Pistons in the Big Easy. Detroit has really struggled on the road and struggling to stop Brandon Ingram right there. The dunk over Andre Drummond. More from Ingram. Hits the corner 3.
He's really comfortable, and his game's improved. I think you're starting to see what everybody saw in him coming out of college.
Pelicans with a halftime lead. Drew Holiday, so sweet.
I love you. One of those players that unsung hero type of guys that don't get a lot of credit, but you know what you're going to get game in and game out.
Ooh, tough shot, knocked it down.
More from Ingram, who had 31 on the night on 11 of 21 shooting. On the other end, it's Derrick Rose. Spinning, go to the left hand.
Wow. Heck of a shot.
Game tied at 103. Rose.
Flashback.
One more to win it. Spins and hits.
Well, it's vintage Rose right there. Coming at you hard, getting a little body on you, knocking you off, and making it.
They put time back on the clock, but it has to be a tip here. Pelicans can't execute. Derrick Rose with his second career game winner.
Well, I feel great, man. I mean, we won. That's the biggest thing. We fought on the road. We're trying to get our road wins up and stay together as a team throughout the entire game.
Much more to get to here, including Gordon Hayward's return to the Celtics lineup. See how he shook off the rust on Monday night. And the Raptors looking to shake their first losing streak of the season. They had to wait till the final second in Chicago to find out if they could do that. Stick with us. More coming up.
Our experts at NBA